Welcome to the layer-by-layer overview of Psalm 134. A way to remember this psalm is with the phrase, reciprocal blessing. In this psalm, the priests bless the Lord on behalf of the people, and in return, the Lord blesses the people. This psalm, although it is short, has two sections. The first is, the people bless the Lord, in which the pilgrims call on the temple priests to bless the Lord. The second is, the Lord blesses the people, in which the priests declare the Lord's blessing on the pilgrims. The purple words show that the location of this blessing, the temple in Zion, is critical to the poem. The word bless indicates the key theme for the psalm, which is why it is in bold. The emotional tone of the psalm is important for understanding it correctly. The first section is full of joy and unity as the people call upon the priests to bless the Lord. The return blessing includes a sense of reverence as the people receive the blessing of the Maker of heaven and earth. We'll now walk through the poem, explaining it verse by verse. Superscription: A Song of Ascents by David. We understand the songs of ascents to have been pilgrimage songs, sung while the people of Israel would follow the Lord's command to ascend to Jerusalem for religious festivals. 4 of these songs are noted to be written by David, and 1 by Solomon, which suggests the collection may have grown over time. This may have been one of the earliest, when pilgrimages to Jerusalem first began. The people bless the Lord. This is the last song of ascents in the book of Psalms, and the contents indicate the pilgrims have now reached Jerusalem all the way to the temple by night. This may be a last ritual before they are able to settle down in Jerusalem for the night. Verse 1. Come on, bless the Lord, all servants of the Lord, the ones who stand in the house of the Lord by night. They call to the servants, who are most likely the priests in the temple, who stand or serve by night. Their one message is, bless the Lord. They have come to Jerusalem for a festival in order to worship the Lord. The people do not have direct access to the Lord, but must go through the mediation of the priesthood. It's the priest's role to stand between the people and God. For the Lord to bless the people means to grant his special favor. For the people to bless the Lord means to express their delight at this special favor. This does not put the people in a position of authority over the Lord. It puts them in a two-way relationship in which the Lord actively seeks their pleasure and they express it. The people have come expecting to receive blessing, which starts by offering their own worship in the form of blessing the Lord. Verse 2. Lift up your hands toward the holy place and bless the Lord. Lifting up hands is the gesture associated with priests blessing the people, as in Leviticus 9. Then Aaron lifted up his hands toward the people and blessed them, and he came down from offering the sin offering and the burnt offering and the peace offerings. It can also be a summoning call, as in Isaiah 49. Thus says the Lord God, Behold, I will lift up my hand to the nations and raise my signal to the peoples. When the pilgrims exhort the priests to lift up their hands toward the holy place, the priests are reaching out toward the sanctuary and are summoning the Lord's attention in order to convey blessing. The scene is likely in the temple courtyard, to which the pilgrims had access and where the priests could greet them. At this moment, with arms outstretched, an exchange takes place. The holy place is where heaven and earth meet, where the God of heaven takes up his earthly dwelling. and watching the priests reach out hands toward the sanctuary is likely as close as the pilgrims ever came to being near the sanctuary. The Lord blesses the people. The priests respond on the Lord's behalf to the blessing of his people. Verse 3, "May the Lord bless you from Zion, the maker of heaven and earth." Just as the people, through the priests, bless the Lord, now the Lord, through the priests, blesses the people. It is a reciprocal blessing. The blessing of the Lord in heaven exchanges with the blessing of the people on earth through the mediation of the priests in Zion. Zion is the place where heaven and earth meet and where each can bless the other. To make that abundantly clear, the poem closes with calling the Lord the maker of heaven and earth, which refers to all of creation. He not only made heaven and earth, but he also reunites them in an exchange of reciprocal blessing through worship in Zion. That was the reason the pilgrims came to Zion, to worship their God. This may be their first opportunity to worship within Zion on this pilgrimage. Psalm 132 asks the Lord to keep his vow to bless Zion. Psalm 133 celebrates the abundant blessings available on Zion for those who embrace the covenant, made possible by the mediation of the priesthood. This psalm, Psalm 134, goes beyond celebrating the blessings to actually engaging in a reciprocal blessing with the Lord, the covenant God. This is not a psalm about God. It is a psalm that interacts with God, giving and receiving blessings. The exchange of blessings is mediated through the priests who serve on Mount Zion. This is why the pilgrims would travel to Zion for their festivals, to meet with God, to bless him, and to fulfill their part of the covenant. Through this, they maintained a relationship with the Lord and were blessed in return. God had commanded that it happen on Zion, and he showed them how. They rejoiced in fulfilling his commands. We will now read the psalm in its entirety. A Song of Ascents by David. Come on, bless the Lord, all servants of the Lord, the ones who stand in the house of the Lord by night. Lift up your hands toward the holy place and bless the Lord. May the Lord bless you from Zion, the maker of heaven and earth. This has been the overview video for Psalm 134. Our goal in this video is to present a single coherent interpretation of the psalm. Our exegetical issues video discusses other scholarly views, and our poetic features video explores the distinctively poetic nature of the psalm as Hebrew poetry. Please visit us at scriptura.world to learn more about our project, including more details of this psalm and how we came to this interpretation. Thank you.